I'm Vasiliki Drosou. I come from Greece. I'm a mechanical engineer and I'm involved in solar thermal business for more than 20 years. I work mainly in European projects and I'm involved in solar standardization and certification issues for almost 20 years. My activity in standardization is focused as a Technical Secretary of SEN Technical Committee 312 and also as manager of Solar Keymark Network the last 6 or 7 years, if I well remember. Let's first discuss what is Keymark. Keymark is a quality certification mark. It is applied to solar thermal products, but also to insulation and to heat pumps. So we're not the only ones. We're a big community. And specifically, Solar Keymark is a leading quality certification mark for solar thermal products, namely solar collectors, solar thermal systems, storage, and controllers. It's a voluntary certification mark. It's a third-part-owned certification mark that owned by SEN and SENELEC. SEN and SENELEC, as known, is the European standardization bodies, organizations. And products having the Solar Key mark have been tested and approved in order to comply with the strictest, I would say, European standards for solar thermal collectors. There are specifically some standards for testing durability, for safety, for performance. We managed to have a very high certified collectors, a very high number of certified collectors, almost 1,400 products. Of course, the majority is for solar thermal collectors, but also for solar thermal systems, controllers, and storages. Solar Key mark now is quite recognized by many countries. It's the base of many support and funding schemes in countries. And we understand that we're talking about a success story. The origination of Solar Key mark, of course, there was a need, and the need generates from the boom of solar thermal market, early 90s. So manufacturers starting to export, and this exporting activity created a need. Having no Solar Key mark means that exporting in other countries required multiple tests, approval, high cost, delays, compliance with different national requirements and so on. So this means that the European Commission recognized the need of a certification scheme and the strong support of Solar Thermal Association starting to work on a Solar Key mark scheme. Initially, there was the support of EU-funded projects, ending at, if I well remember, in 2003, to have the approval of the first batch, let's say, of scheme rules for Solar Key mark from SEN. So this was the starting of the success story, and the aim was simple but powerful, to have a reduction of barriers, to harmonize the requirements among countries, to guarantee quality, to provide consumers with certification that give them confidence about the purchase of the products and so on. So this was in a nutshell the story of Solar Key mark. I would start stating that Solar Key mark is a certification process quite rigorous, transparent, and if I may use a Greek word, democratic. So this means that all the products that are certified with a Solar Key mark must undergo independent third-party testing from accredited laboratories, following European standards that are related to the product, and more specifically for solar thermal products, we have EN ISO 9806 for solar thermal collectors. We have 12976 for solar thermal systems, 12977 for combi systems. We have to keep in mind that we follow the respective European standards for durability, safety, and performance. More than this, manufacturers require to have a system, a quality management system as ISO 9001 that encompass factory inspections and products checks regularly. Once certified, the products have a display of a Keymark logo that is quite well recognized. And also, what is the most important part is that they have a unique identification code. This identification code is the identity of the product, and all the certified products are listed in an official database that is open to the public, open to everybody from Solar Keymark site. So this means that if a product is listed, is certified. If a product is not listed, is not certified. The network is composed by testing laboratories, accredited testing laboratories, certification bodies from Europe, industrial representatives, inspectors, and observers. This means that the network is open to everybody in order to propose an issue or participate in works of Solar Keymark network or participate in the meetings that are held twice a year. And of course, to actively participate in works of Solar Keymark network. Yes, the benefits for the manufacturers. I would say that the manufacturers have a high amount of benefits having the Solar Keymark. Let's start from the elimination of the need for repeated tests across countries. And this means that they save time and, of course, money. What is also important is that the certification, the Keymark, can be applied in family of collectors. So this means that if we have a collector, a batch of collectors with different sizes or slightly different materials, then it is not needed to repeat the certification, but of course, considering the restrictions of Solar Keymark, the scheme rules can be covered by the existing Keymark. Needless to say that the Solar Keymark is increasingly acknowledged beyond Europe because we have already established collaboration with other schemes in Middle East or in North America, like SRCC. So manufacturers that export their products in North America can benefit from the collaboration with SRCC so as to avoid repeating tests with a very light and very, I would say, demanding less money procedure in order to sell their products. For certification bodies and labs, being a member of Keymark network, of course, enforce the collaboration, the knowledge exchange, the benchmarking, round-robin test that is quite important in order to guarantee the reliability across accrediting institutions. And of course, in a general sense of collaboration, we would say that this is an open platform, especially when we have physical meetings that happens once a year as a rule. This gives a platform in order to exchange knowledge in a level that can be solved issues or generate new, let's say, issues for future collaboration. I would say that is a confident tool, is a seal of trust. When a consumer buys a Solar Keymark certified collector, knows it is reassured that the product has been tested against the highest quality and performance standards, ensuring safety, durability, and performance. Consumers can choose certified products that are not only investing in reliable technology, but also gaining access to financial and funding schemes because participates in the funding scheme. So this means that solar thermal is being more affordable. And of course, for consumers, again, it is open the database. Any consumer can check in the official database of Solar Keymark if a solar collector is certified or not. So having this confidence easy to access. In fact, we recognize that Solar Keymark, after so many years, is a success story. But of course, the time is changing and the challenges also remain in different levels. First of all, in the level of recognition, it is true that Solar Keymark gained trust in level of manufacturers, level of stakeholders, policymakers, but still we have a lot of work to do in terms of awareness and recognition, broad audience. So in many countries, still people cannot acknowledge what are the real benefits of Solar Keymark or what is really Solar Keymark, if it is mandatory, if it is not mandatory. What is the real values or the real benefits in terms of durability, efficiency, and so on. Also, it is not known that the Solar Keymark network is open, so we try to attract more people, especially more young people working in solar thermal industry, so as to receive any problem that arise from industry, from the consumer's part, or from the manufacturing part, so as to solve issues that we still haven't faced. One challenge is to be sure that all the testing laboratories that belong to Solar Keymark network operate and work in the same high quality level. So this means that they will try to have the scheme rules and the annexes that are integral part of scheme rules to be considered in the same level from all the testing laboratories. One other issue, another challenge is to see the market involvement. New products like PVT now gain more share in the market. So it is something that we have to consider, how the new technologies that of course encompass PV part can be part of a Solar Keymark. What other tests are needed in order the products to be covered by the products like PVT to be covered by Solar Keymark. And of course, last but not least, is to expand the visibility and also the existence of Solar Keymark outside of Europe. Either with collaborations, either with contacts with STEN, so as to be able to have accredited testing laboratories outside of Europe and not only inside of Europe. So this will create more opportunities for expanding Solar Keymark. Solar Keymark is a success story, gives the support in consumers, in stakeholders, in policymakers, in manufacturers for high quality, high efficiency, high durability products, but also support the European green transition in the future with more effective use of renewable energy sources.